I actually got HBO Max when this movie came out, luckily enough, but I'm just now watching it. It's just such a long movie, I never wanted to watch it, and since I finally watched Pennywise, which was a 3-hour movie, I said, fuck it, why not watch this one? A few months ago, I watched about a half an hour, so there was like 3 hours and 30 minutes left when I watched it today, but I wasn't going to watch a half an hour again. There's a lot of cringy jokes and a lot of scenes removed and a lot of scenes added. We lose the pet cemetery joke that Flash makes. We lose, thank God, that awful scene where Flash falls on top of Wonder Woman that Josh Whedon forced Ezra and Gal Gadot to do. Thank God that was cut. And there's a lot of scenes where people just know each other's names. Like, there's one point where Flash doesn't know Wonder Woman's name, so he refers to her as the girl with the sword. But then later in the movie, like, I think it's like 6, maybe 7 minutes later, he calls her Wonder Woman. Cyborg knows Alfred's name. Flash knows. It's just very weird. Occasionally people call each other names, but they've never introduced themselves. Or yet, at this time. It's rated R, but they don't really do much with it. There is 2 F words, where Cyborg says fuck the world and Batman threatens to kill Joker near the end of the movie. And there's a scene where Green Lantern gets his hand cut off. Besides that, it really isn't that bad. Darkseid gets his ass whooped. He gets stabbed in the arm and then a bow and arrow shot in it, and he just kind of gives up. Which fucking sucks. He's one of the most powerful DC characters, at least in the top 20. He should not have gotten his ass kicked that way. But he did. So, what can you do? Martian Manhunter shows up near the end. Oh, I almost forgot. There's a very cringy joke that they added for whatever reason that reminds me of the Avengers 1. Wonder Woman tells Cyborg to get dressed, and Cyborg goes, I always am. Which reminds me of the scene where Cap tells Hulk to get angry, and he goes, I'm always angry. I don't think that was in the original one. It might have been. I haven't watched that one in years. We also lose the scene where Batman is with the parademon in the beginning of the movie and the thug. But we still get the stupid scene of Wonder Woman stopping the bank robbers, where she definitely kills them. Also kills Steppenwolf in this movie. Gets his head chopped off and sent to Darkseid. We see Desaad a bit. I wasn't a huge fan of his voice, just felt like a generic villain. And we see Granny Goodness, but she doesn't have any lines. You'd think if they had almost all of Darkseid's minions, we would have got Calabac, his own son, but he does not make an appearance, and if he did, he was definitely a really, really background character. We also get like this future near the end of the movie that is just another Batman dream sequence, which we had in Batman vs. Superman, where he dreams Superman is evil, then Superman kills him, and then he wakes up. Well, we get another one of those in this movie, where Superman's evil. Aquaman and Lois are dead. It's heavily hinted at that Superman killed Aquaman, though I don't know what happened to Lois. I have a feeling it was Joker, but at the same time, it could have been Superman. And by the way, Leto's Joker is in this. In the past, I've said he isn't as bad as people say. He definitely wasn't good, and I hated his design, but he definitely wasn't that bad. But there are things that have come to light about this actor, and, I don't care if people think he's bad or not anymore. I don't know why he still has a platform. He's a very weird dude. Some stuff can go from sexual harassment to straight up allegations of sexual assault, pedophilia, and a bunch of stuff. Way too much for one actor to have. We also get a little bit of Deathstroke and Lex Luthor here and there. Deathstroke is mostly silent. I still think it's weird how Martian Manhunter was introduced to Batman, though, since he doesn't know him. He refers to himself as Martian Manhunter. You'd think he would think he was a villain now, because, that's a bit of a threatening name, Manhunter. But he doesn't even question it. He's like, yeah, I'll see you again. What? He just referred to himself as a manhunter, and you're just fine with that? Okay. I really like Manhunter. He's a pretty cool superhero, but if Batman doesn't know him, he shouldn't be completely fine with that name. We get more backstory for characters, but we also get stuff taken away that was in the original movie from those same characters. It's very weird. We also get another thing that reminds me of another Marvel movie with Amazing Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man listens to a little bit of Gwen's message, and then he doesn't listen to the rest until the end of the movie. Cyborg listens to a little bit of his dad's message, and then he doesn't listen to the rest of it until the end of the movie. Very weird. Ezra Miller has a lot of controversies, so I'm really not gonna talk about them that much in this movie, since there isn't too much to talk about anyway. But yeah, this movie was definitely very, very different than the other movie at times, but still wasn't the greatest. It had at least 40% of this movie was slow motion. That was not necessary. It's not a very good movie. I would probably not watch this movie again. Same with the original 90s It. Tim Curry did an amazing job in that, but he did not save that movie. This movie doesn't have that much stuff better in it besides, here's a few new characters, here's a few new designs, and slightly better than the 2017 version. I don't know why this movie got so hyped up after it was released. I was sort of hype when it was confirmed that it was going to come out, but obviously I wasn't hyped enough to watch a 4-hour movie until a year later. But it actually got pretty decent reviews, even though it really wasn't worth it. I got bored of it when there was an hour and 58 minutes left. And then I ended up just playing on my phone and doing Contest Champions on Future Fight while watching it. Not that good of a movie. Would not watch again. Though obviously it's better than the 2017 version. That's not saying much, though.